Summer 2015. Europe was thrown into crisis, struggling with an unprecedented influx of refugees. It received more than 1 million of them last year.
Where are you go? Germany! Where are you go?
Germany! German Chancellor Angela Merkel urged Europe to open its borders, but it was soon overwhelmed. Anti-refugee sentiment grew, and borders closed. For more than 800,000 refugees, the gateway to Europe was the dangerous journey across the Aegean Sea from Turkey to Greece. But now that gateway is also closing, and refugees arriving by boat are being sent back to Turkey.
These are migrants because they did not ask for asylum and they were issued return decisions.
Unable to cope, Europe turned to Turkey to help stem the flow of refugees and struck a deal. For every irregular migrant that is returned to Turkey from Greece, a refugee in Turkey will be resettled in Europe. As dawn broke on Monday, the first group to be sent back were bussed to the Mytilene port on the Greek island of Lesvos. Inside were 131 men. One by one, the men were escorted onto 2 separate ferries. Most of them are from Pakistan and have been classified as economic migrants. And their hopes of starting a new life in Europe have now moved out of reach. Over the last 12 months, hundreds of thousands of people have risked their lives, many of them lost their lives, crossing this body of water, the Aegean Sea, between Turkey and Greece. But now, a lot of those people are going to have to be turned back. But the EU says this isn't about punishing people, it's about saving lives and deterring economic migrants. But many feel the deal is a knee-jerk reaction and will put refugees in more danger. Dikili, Turkey. The ship's dock and the men disembark for processing. They won't be staying here, but it's not clear yet where exactly they will go or what their future holds. Back on Lesvos, thousands of migrants are still waiting to hear their fate, whether they'll move on to Europe or will also be sent back to Turkey. Security at the Moria camp is tight. Migrants aren't allowed out and journalists aren't allowed in. Critics of the plan say there are just too many unknowns.
We fear that it's being implemented before the necessary safeguards are in place, both in Greece and in Turkey. We're calling for urgent safeguards, including to identify those that have a protection need, to give them access to a robust, credible asylum process.
The mayor of Lesvos told TRT World he offered to keep the refugees and insisted the economic impact was insignificant compared to the plight of refugees.
The European Union is trying to solve a problem, but unfortunately it hasn't realised what the root cause of the problem is. The problem is not the people, it's war. War is what's forcing them to leave their countries. We must support and save these people, but now they are being punished and forced again into the hands of human traffickers.
The trip from Lesvos to Turkey takes less than an hour, but carries with it a lifetime of consequences. But whether the Turkey-EU deal will stop the flow of refugees into Europe is a consequence that some continue to question. Natasha Exelby, The Newsmakers, Lesvos.